Manchester United won and Manchester City won, and while it is disappointing to lose the game on penalties, I have to be honest, I'm very, very happy with that performance from Manchester United. I thought we were the better team. We created enough chances to score 4 goals. There were some really good performances from not just the likes of Amad Diallo, but Casemiro in particular had a very good game. Garnacho off the bench. I forgot how electric and good Garnacho can be off the bench. I think he got ran to the ground last season because of fitness issues. Bruno Fernandes with some good performance. Toby Collyer with some good performance. But you look at the chances that we had in this game. You look at, the XG, like I'm very happy with the performance from Manchester United. I think we were the better team. I think we played the better football. I think the first 25 minutes was really poor from United. Build-up really struggled. Martinez looked out of place at left back. And then once we got going and used to it, because obviously 4 or 5 players that started obviously hadn't had a pre-season. I think, the weakness was, Maino, obviously Martinez, Bruno, Delo, they didn't have a pre-season, but they really grew into that second half, all of those players. I think the first half, they were okay, but second half, they were good. And I think the only real chance Manchester City had, they scored, but that's because Pulisic playing at right back, and with Mazraoui coming in and also De Ligt coming in, Pulisic and Johnny Evans, who are playing on the right side of our defence, will now be replaced with De Ligt and Mazraoui. So, there's no real area for concern. I was quite happy with the structure out of possession as well. 4-2-4 worked well. First 25 minutes was shambles, but we grew into the game. But Amad Diallo was the bright spark. I mean, Garnacho was so good. And maybe Garnacho starts left wing, but Amad Diallo has to start right wing. He was unbelievable today. Everything in attack came through him. I mean, there was that really good pattern of play where he squared it to Mount. Maybe he should have shot there, but he put in a few really good balls and crosses. I think if Rasmus Højlund was playing in particular, because he's a type of box striker, he would have feasted today. And I think we didn't have a recognised striker and we missed about 4 good chances, but Amad was special. So let's talk about the first half and then we'll talk about the second half and particular player performances. But the first half, Amad stood out. There was really good patterns of play, particularly in the right half space, and you could see elements of what Van Nistelrooy's side did at PSV. You could see the coaching, you see the patterns of play, and I have to say, physically and technically, overall, I was impressed with United. Technically, in the final third, the first 25 minutes, crap. But after that, technically in the final third, the patterns of play, the movement, the reading, the understanding of players, Mount, Amad, Casemiro played some really good passes, was so much better. And then physically in the second half, we looked fitter, we looked more ready, we looked more sharp. Our structure out of possession was so much better. The pressing from Mount was unbelievable. Bruno was running the show. Physically and technically, we looked so much better. And the patterns of play in the final third, when Rashford could have scored and he curled it wide, when Amad could have shot but he played it into Mount, was phenomenal. And there were so many other good chances created from really good patterns of play. Casemiro looked so much better, particularly in that first half. Could have got 2 assists. The patterns of play in the final third, the movement, the running and passing and moving, you can really see the impact of Van Nistelrooy in there. I think in tight areas, it worked well. And with Xerxes coming in, I thought actually we're seeing a level and change in technical ability with Amad Diallo coming in, Mason Mount, Bruno Fernandes in that right half space, and obviously Joshua Xerxes to be added to that is really exciting. I mean, obviously Kobbie Mainoo on the ball as well has that elements of technical ability. Didn't see the best of Mainoo, but when Mainoo was involved in build-up, it was good. The minute Mainoo wasn't involved in build-up, it was shocking, and that made a massive difference as well. Out of possession, I was so happy. We looked so much better. Look, 1-1, we lost on penalties, but all I care about is the performance and no injuries. Good performance, no injuries. We signed De Ligt and Mazraoui today. I do not care that City lift the shield at the end of it. They only scored because Pulisic was playing right back. We were the better team. We deserved to win. We had, other than the first 25 minutes, it was a really good performance. We had a lot of key players out, as did City, to be fair to them. And I'm happy with it. We signed De Ligt and Mazraoui, so, the issues came from Pulisic and Evans at the back. That's going to be fixed. Casemiro looks back to his best. Still think we need a DM, but if we can get Casemiro back to his best, that's going to make a massive difference. The attacking play was good. No Anthony coming on. He played Sancho, he played Amad. He's playing everyone over Anthony. No favouritism there. Really positive. The biggest negative was, why wasn't Harry Amos playing, on the bench? Martinez wasn't working at left back. You move him to centre back. You put Harry Amos on. No, you didn't put Harry Amos on the bench. Despite having no fit defenders, you didn't put Harry Amos on the bench, but it meant that you put Delo left back and obviously Pulisic right back, which didn't work for me. That was the biggest negative of Ten Hag. But out of possession, so much better. And I think Casemiro looked a lot better because he was playing alongside someone in midfield. He wasn't an isolated 6. He had Collyer next to him in the second half, where I think really worked because of Collier's ability to cover ground. But Mainoo with him in the first half. So he wasn't an isolated 6 because we had the 4-2-4 and it worked well out of possession. And I think because he wasn't I think, you know, Casemiro had a poor season, but one of the reasons Casemiro had a poor season was because there was so much demands of him out of possession because the lack of structure where the 6 was isolated. So no matter who played 6, they struggled at United because of the out of possession structure, and that wasn't there. There was times where it could have been better, but there wasn't Man City going through gaping holes in our midfield like we saw so many times last season. So I was happy with that. Mount worked really well out of possession. The work that Mount did out of possession, the work from United out of possession was good. Dalot, Bruno, Leacher, they were not fully matched up in the first half, but in the second half, they all grew into the game. I think they just took time to warm up, no pre-season. I don't think Leacher's a left back, but he was really good when he went on at centre-back, made some key tackles. I think Højlund and Xerxes would have feasted in the first half. We spoke about Rasmus Højlund being starved last season. He would have not been starved, and a big part of that was due to Amad Diallo. Wow. But Højlund would have not been starved. And we saw in the 10 minutes Højlund played for us in pre-season versus Arsenal, he got chances, he feasted. So maybe this is a season with Ruben Nistelrooy coming in, the attacking play improving, and I feel positive. Still need a DM signing, but De Ligt and Masraoui through the line, I feel positive. Just no more injuries. That's what we've got to help with. Now, Casemiro, unbelievable first half, really good. Didn't commit fouls, really good slide tackles. Positionally was good on the ball. Created like 2 real proper chances. One was a big chance as well. Was involved in all the movement there. 7 tackles won, 9 tackles attempted, 2 chances created, 2 big clearances, 1 big chance created. Honestly, we saw Casemiro. We saw Real Madrid Casemiro. We saw first season Casemiro. If Casemiro plays like that every game next season, we do not have an issue. I don't know if he will. He was good versus Betis. He was shocking versus Liverpool. But if we see that Casemiro next season, we are fine. Because the midfield, games are won and lost in midfield, and we lost a lot of games in midfield. Very good performance from Casemiro. But Garnacho, people forget how lethal and special Garnacho is. And I think we ran him down to the ground last season. He was playing every game, 90 minutes of every game. Now, I think right now, Garnacho left wing, Amad right wing is what works. But I do think you play Rashford on the left. If Rashford's having a stinker, you bring Garnacho on. I'm talking 55th minute. You give him 35, 40 minutes. He comes on against tight legs. And he's unbelievable. He's absolutely unbelievable. 1 big chance created, 1 penalty shootout goal. 2 shots, 1 on target, got the goal, 13 touches. He's unbelievable. The goal he took was so well taken. He was always making an impact. I love Garnacho. I think he's a fantastic player. And I think he had a good season last year, but he was inconsistent. And I think that's because we ran him to the ground. I think if we can manage him properly, and with Amad Diallo now going to play a big part this season, hopefully there's not an over-reliance on Garnacho due to Rashford and Antony underperforming and Sancho refusing to play. Hopefully there's not an over-reliance on Garnacho this season. I think he's good. I think he should play. I think he deserves to start, but I think we've got to manage his minutes and not run him to the ground. Bruno Fernandes, I really like the tweet from Omar. Bruno Fernandes is one of the most traditionally Man United players for a long time. When you think of Keane, Scholes, Cantona, Rooney, the culture they embody, Bruno Fernandes embodies that. And first half, he took time to warm up. Second half performance from Bruno Fernandes, really impressive. That goal from Bruno was phenomenal. It was such a shame it was offside, such a good goal. He got the assist, his movements, his patterns of play, his quick one-touch football, his movement off the ball, his pressing, his work rate. He ran back, he made some key tackles, some key passes. Bruno Fernandes is one of the most underrated players in football. Did he have the best first half? No. But in that second half, for a guy that's not played football, that didn't have a pre-season, he was phenomenal. I think he's so underrated. I think people don't realise how good Bruno Fernandes actually is. Toby Collyer. I mean, Toby Collier's cameo was brilliant. And this is against Manchester City of all clubs. There's been a big question, is Toby Collyer ready? Is he going to go out on loan? But as Stretford Trent said, really like Collyer out of possession. Physical flooring goes up 3 or 4 levels of him on the pitch. The physical levels with Toby Collyer on the pitch went up a level. He's fast, he's agile, he covers so much ground. I think out of possession, especially against a Manchester City, Toby Collyer could be a really useful asset to have, because McTominay used to be praised for his out of possession work, but McTominay was bad in possession. He was bad out of possession today. But Toby Collyer has out of possession work that we need. McTominay doesn't. He runs around like a headless chicken. Toby Collier's movement is really, really good. His defensive awareness is good, and he's so eager to get the ball and improve in possession. And I really like that, because McTominay didn't bring that. We had the chances to win. Marcus Rashford missed this. Amad squared it when he could have shot. Marcus Rashford missed an earlier chance. Not going to go on Rashford. He's getting in the right areas. I think with confidence that the goals will come. But look at our XG compared to them. We were the better team. We had the better chances. Like, for me, if we were the better team that played the better football, that didn't pick up any injuries, that's more important than picking up an injury, winning the game and playing badly. That's more important for me. McTominay didn't even score this, which is crazy. We didn't even get a shot from this disposition. It was crazy, but yeah. But the Garnacho cameo, really impressive. He's going to have a big season ahead of him if we manage him well. And I think United Robbo sums it up well. Well, if it wasn't for City scoring their only chances of the game and the missed penalties, I would have called that a near perfect start to the season. The second half, especially after Collyer came on, was utterly dominant. The pressing structure really impressed me today, stiffing the best build-up team in the world. Fernandes and Mount specifically, big step up from last year and will only improve with better fitting players returning. The build-up needs to be more consistent though, because when it was quick and tight areas, we cut them apart. Can't have another season of Onana booting it long and conceding quick turnovers. The biggest issue was Onana booting it long and the build-up in the first 25 minutes. But with De Ligt and Mashwari coming in, it will improve. With Martinez and Shaw, it will improve. There was lots of positive stuff to build on, especially regarding the chance creation. If only the execution was better, we could have won by 3 or 4. We were the better team. We created the better chances. You know, there was some really good movements, some really good patterns of play. And I was really impressed with it, particularly when Collyer came on as well. We were dominant, and I was happy with that performance. I think we were the better team. They only scored with Collyer at right back. You know, a lot of the defensive issues are going to be solved with De Ligt and Mashwari, who have now been signed and ready for Fulham, ready for Friday. I'm apologising, I'm talking quick because I want to make this video not too long. The shooting boots were not on, but we didn't play our strikers. Fitness level looked better, and as Dev said here, we were playing Evans and Police Street in defence with no recognised striker, and we still created more big chances than City. Yes, they didn't have Rodri or Foden, but we didn't have key players either. Anyway, guys, please hit that like button. Of course, subscribe down below if you're new. Thank you for watching. Bye.